Welcome to Snowmobile Sessions Live on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms. It's the #1 destination to learn about snowmobiling, network with other sledders, and have an awesome time doing it. We'll meet other snowmobilers that share your passion and show your fan photos along the way. Snowmobile Sessions Live. Enjoy the ride.
This episode of Snowmobile Sessions Live is brought to you by Energy Power Sports. They're Oakville's full-line BRP dealer with sales and service to all BRP models and so much more. Energy Power Sports always has the fun in store with a wide selection of clothing, parts, and accessories for all your power sports passions. Make Energy Power Sports your source for Can-Am off-road, ATV, and side-by-sides. Can-Am on-road Riker and Spider, including the sporty F3S, Sea-Doo watercraft, and Switch pontoon boats, and Alumacraft fishing boats powered by Mercury Marine. Put yourself on a Manitou pontoon or a Widescape stand-up snowmobile. Energy Power Sports is the home for Lynx and Ski-Doo snowmobiles for the entire family. Do you feel the energy? Energy Power Sports, 879 Cranberry Court, Oakville, Ontario, or online, energypowersports.ca.
Well. Good evening, everybody, and good evening. We have Mylene here from Follow Her North. How are you doing, Mylene?
Hi, I'm pretty good. You?
Excellent. For all of the fans that may not have heard of you before, tell me a bit about what is Follow Her North. Why are we following you?
Okay, so,
and where are we following you?
I guess north, right?
That's right.
So yeah, Follow Her North is a business I created 2 years ago. My father was guiding when I was younger by snowmobile. He started the year I was born, actually in 2003. And I grew up just like doing everything outdoors and wanting to make it my job. So that's how Follow Her North was born. I decided I just wanted to make an Instagram account to share my adventures, and then it kind of transitioned into a business, and I'm guiding snowmobile trips to James Bay. So I'm from Hearst, so we're leaving from Hearst all the way to James Bay, and that's what my dad used to do in 2003. He had his own business, which was wilderness guided tours, and then this year he just gave me his business. So now we're doing it together. He's guiding for me, and we have a few trips left, actually leaving tomorrow.
Wow.
For Musini.
That's great. And so what's the legend we have a lot of viewers from the USA. Tell us about the legend of James Bay. What's it best known for?
Well, James Bay is really known for the fur trading. So the river we're traveling on. So all our trips are backcountry and off trail. So we do a few trips by the power line, but we also, our main trips are by the rivers, and the river we take is the Mississippi River. So it crosses Ontario. So this river was really popular for when the voyagers were trading fur, and the river crosses Ontario. So it was a really known route, and Musini and Moose Factory had trading posts, and there was one in Thunderhouse Falls, which is a canyon that we see on our way there. It's pretty amazing. Look out. It's a once in a lifetime like that you get to see that. I go there a lot, but for people traveling up north, it's like the highlight.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's really huge in the Hudson's Bay Company, which everybody in the world's heard of. That was their main route, was it not? Is James Bay and that river you spoke of?
Yeah,
that's excellent.
There's like gravestones along the way. There's a graveyard in Matisse where there's like ancestors there. It's this river has a lot of history, and it's pretty special to travel on. That's summer and winter. So I paddle, I do a lot of canoeing, and I have a big canoe with a motor. So I travel a lot on the rivers by that way too. So
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And do you mind if I ask how young you are? Like you seem very young. Like you seem well versed and knowledgeable, and but you have,
I'm 19.
Yeah. Wow. Good for
Yeah.
you. That's
Yeah.
pretty amazing. Yeah.
Well, when you're following your passion, it just like it drives you, and that's the reason you wake up in the morning, and like it gives you energy. I don't know. I just love what I do.
Oh yeah, I can
I mean,
tell. Like,
like
laughing the whole way. You
looking for a job is like the dream job, no?
Oh, absolutely right. And especially you can do it year round. True. And for people watching at home, Neil Owen is one of your big fans, and he's
Yeah.
the reason why you and I got in touch. And when I checked out your website, I went, "Whoa, this is crazy what you've been involved in." And I was expecting someone, with a lot more years under their belt, but then you read your history and your father, and it's like, wow, this is such a cool concept that you're living in right now. Very good.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like unique as well because I'm a girl, and like usually all the outdoor stuff is dominated by men, and I guess that's like what makes me stand out, my age, things like that. But I'm just doing what I love and what I know. I grew up in the outdoors, so
Yeah,
it's
that's
all I know.
now. Do you have other people working with you? Like, do you have employees that help you out, or?
I don't have any employees. I have my family, which are big supporters, always there to help me out. I also have we have some guides that come and guide with us, just for a few trips. So they have other jobs, so they can only do like one trip, so sometimes here and there. So we have a few of my dad's friends and some of my boyfriend that come and guide with us. So there's always either me or my father on our trip.
Cool.
So with guiding with someone else, and we guide a few trips, me and my father together.
Right on. And how big of groups do you typically take? Is it
We
small or
usually
large?
take 12 people. 12 snowmobiles. So we're 2 guides. So we're 14 altogether, but 12 clients.
Right on.
The reason is if you get a bigger group, you like on the river, you do a lot of mileage in a day, and you can spread out pretty far in between snowmobiles like during the day. So this is like one of the reasons too. But from Hearst to James Bay, there's nothing in between. So that means there's no gas as well. So for our trips to Moosonee, we carry big Teflon sleighs with like 8 or more 5 gallons on there. So we carry the gas for the clients to be able to make the trip up.
Yeah, and I see you've got a photo coming up that shows that sleigh with all the jerry cans on it. Pretty cool.
Yeah. And last year, that it was just a joke when gas was so high, like people were just like looking at all our gas and they were like, "Oh, that's expensive." We're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, no kidding. You're pulling in there, you're putting premium in it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and then when you get to Moosonee, they all run sleds, but they don't have premium gas. So when we get to Moosonee, we put the octane booster and does a job. Put back premium when you come back to along our Highway 11. So
yeah, nice. And how many days does it take you to get up there?
So for that trip, it's a 3 days trip. It takes us 1 day to get there. So we used to sleep in Moosonee, but it's a pretty big trip. Sometimes we would get off the river after dark. So we decided a few years ago, we found a pretty nice camp. It's called Onakawana Camp. And the family that lives there, they're completely off-grid. And it's like 2/3 of the way in between Hearst and Moosonee. So it's like the perfect place to stop for the first night and sleep there. They cook us dinner and then the next morning breakfast. So yeah, the first day, that's what we do. We leave from Hearst all the way to Agawa. And then the second day, we do Agawa to Moosonee, which is 90 kilometers one way. So it's still a pretty big day, like around 200 kilometers the second day as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first day is around 240, maybe more. It depends how it goes, and if you have to backtrack if something happened. Yeah.
Well,
And on the second day, we also go see the bay. We travel around Moose Factory, just meet some locals there. They're always happy to see us and welcome us and their community. And then on the last day, we come back, but by the power line, because there's a big hill in Hell's Gate that's challenging on the first day that we cannot come back up.
no, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of happy to see familiar faces, let's check out who's in the chat tonight. We got Wisco Sledheads. He was first in. He says, "What's up, everyone? Just fly lows in the house." He's given us like 7 or 8 snowflakes in the sun with the sunglasses emoji. Mark Bowe's in there. He says, "Hey." Jay Masser 850 says, "T minus 2 days, 10 hours till we leave for syrup country." They're following him north is what they're doing. They're coming up the ride on my group ride, which we're going to see more stuff on that coming up. Pro Polaris Rob says, "Good evening, everyone." Massart says, Wisco asked Massart, "Is a truck leaving at 3 a.m.?" We got 5 people from the U.S. coming up to ride with us in Sudbury. We're going to the Sportsman's Lodge. Have you ever been there?
No, I have not.
It's pretty cool. You'll see. I put a picture in the files here for us to have a look at. So
nice.
Yeah, so 3 or 4, he doesn't know, not sure yet. Mike Gooley's in the house. He's coming too. He sent a bunch of cool pictures for tonight. Then we need to tell Mudbrats we're going to be there in time for dinner Thursday night. Yeah, for sure. Good evening, everyone. Rob Overholt's in the house. Hey, Rob. Massart says, "Yup, evening, folk. Renegade X." Who else? Anthony Palermo says, "What's up, guys? Hope your day's going well. Shoot my shot. Hey, y'all." Greg Kelly. "Hey, lads. Another Monday night with Gary." What else we got in here? Corey Brock. "What's going on, fellas?" He's got the wrench tonight, so he'll use that to loosen off any screws that may be loose tonight. So kick you out if you're misbehaving. Everyone's excited. Whitetail say El Cheapo is Whitetail Stables is why I was late. He popped by tonight to show me his wife's Valentine's present.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
No, what?
He bought her himself a brand new sled.
Oh, yeah.
You'd like that. You would like that, though.
Yeah, I would love that.
I know. I can tell you're that type. I mean, there's other people that may not get quite the kick out of it. So, yeah.
I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, for sure. Dominator's in the house again. Evening, gents. There's more. Oh, yeah. So, anyway, the list goes on and on. It's going to be a good time. Yeah. So, oh, yeah. So, when you got tours coming up, and is it all levels of riding? Like, how do you deal with that?
So usually so our groups are pretty mixed up. Sometimes we get like big groups that ride all year round all together, and like 12 people are all from the same groups. And sometimes we get 2-3 people from that group and another 5 from another group. And so skills level, riding levels, they vary a lot. So usually what we do, the ones that are more experienced, they go in the front. It goes faster, and those that are not as comfortable or that ride slower, we want everybody to ride at their speed. Like, it's the main thing. My father always told me that, like, ride at your speed. So they stay at the back, and we just get to see the view more when we're slower and enjoy the ride. Riding too fast and not having time to see anything. So that's pretty much how we manage different skills level, riding level. For sure, if somebody asks us, like, you have a faster group, we can try to make arrangement, but it never really caused any problem. We do some regroups along the way so that we don't spread out too much. So
yeah, cool. Like, do you set a limit of, hey, like this back, so you'll have a guide at the very back. Do you have a limit of saying, okay, you got to be here by this time, or we're gonna send in the
No, we
Mounties to go get you.
Yeah. So we try to always have our buddy system that we call it. So like you're responsible to look for the person behind you. So
Right.
eventually it will like get to the front of the line and everybody will be stopped. Even if there's a few kilometers in between, everybody will be stopped and we'll have time to like regroup. Sometimes somebody breaks a belt. Well, we will be slowed down. It will take us some time. And like with the buddy system, everybody stops and just wait for like 15 minutes. And then we're back en route. Everybody regroups and we're good to go. So we really try to like make our buddy system work, but sometimes it's too complicated and it just doesn't work. But yeah, that's mostly every like 45 minutes to an hour we regroup. So yeah, it's a pretty long day of riding. Like we leave at 7 and we get there for dinner.
Yeah, you're probably not the first choice for beginner snowmobilers though either, right? The nature.
Yeah, most of our clients are like people that have ridden all of Northern Ontario's trail and that they want to try something new and something they haven't done. So that's most people that come with us. They've got some experience. We require some experience riding. Off trail is completely different from trail riding. You have rocks to watch for, deep snow, slush. So it's a whole different game.
Oh yeah, for sure. How did our friend Neil Owen do? Is he really as slow as what everybody says he is?
No, he was doing great. He had a little bad luck, but that's not my story to tell. Yeah, he was following with the group. He went in front, I think, the second day with my father. No, he did great.
That's awesome. Hey, Crystal Valley says, "Hi, Mylene, my girl," and gives you one of these and a heart.
Yeah, that's my girl. I want to do a ladies trip next year. Bring only women on the trip. So.
Oh, I love that. That would be great. Yeah. You know what? There's not enough of that out there, right?
I know. I'm gonna do some.
Yeah, that's cool. I love it. Yeah. Like it's pretty cool. How does someone like how do you find out about you aside from just word of mouth? Like how did Neil ever get linked up with this?
We met. So he guides for Ontario, Quebec snowmobile tours, and this year, me and my father got sent for the town of Hearst at the Toronto Snowmobile Show. So we got to meet a lot of people there. We actually met Al, and we had met him a few years ago. He was at the Companion in Hearst. And we talked with him, and then we met him at the Snowmobile Show, and he was like, "Oh, you're doing trips to James Bay. Let's do a partnership." So that's how Neil got on that trip. He was actually guiding the 5 days.
Right on.
Yeah, so that's how we got involved.
And I didn't even see you at the show in Toronto. And that
I know, but there's so many people. I mean, I've met so many people, and like we met you at the Snowmobile Show. And for me to get out of my small town and meet like all the people I've been following and things like that, it was just an amazing experience to meet everybody.
Oh yeah, it was fun. I was walking around there every day and just meeting everybody. And I would have noticed that big sleigh with all the gas cans on it. I would have noticed.
It was like we put it up on a post.
I know.
Like,
I don't know.
It was up. Like, I don't think people realized what it was. So, next year we might try to, like, lay it down to really see and show it's a sleigh.
Yeah, but I think it looks good standing up. It looks like a big surfboard, right? I love it. Yeah. So, no, that's really good. But, oh, yeah. I'm just in the chat here, chatting it up. There's a good conversation going on about Corey and Mike Gooley is going to ride in a ski boost this weekend, you know. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. And so what does it cost for a group of 12 to come up?
So it's $600 each. That includes like the guiding part, safety. If you break down, we tow you. So 600 for the guiding part, and then accommodations are around 350 for the 2 nights, and that includes 2 breakfasts and 2 dinners.
Oh wow.
And then you have to pay gas and oil, liquor, whatever.
Yeah, that's normal, right? So you're about $1,000 for epic.
Yeah, I
once
usually
in a life.
estimate, 1,000 to 1,100. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's really good. And what do you recommend people use for snowmobiles? Do you need to have a certain type of snowmobile, or?
Yeah, we really try not to bring 121 or short tracks down the river. If you have a shorter track, we might do trips in January or early February on the hydro line, which is not as bad because like you can follow in the tracks and like we don't hit slush. We really try to always like have 129, 137 minimum. I used to guide with the 137, so it was more challenging. Taught me how to drive.
Yeah.
But if people have longer track, it's better. So, but a lot of trail machines make it up. It doesn't handle as good as like we ride back countries. So, but yeah, and we don't want any older sleds because they're more prone to breakdown. And we really try to not have breakdown because then it gets more complicated. We have to tow and then we hit slush, and it just it's more an adventure when we have older sled.
Oh, I bet. So in the sleigh full of fuel tanks, do you also bring, you mentioned about parts, do you bring toolkit, spare belts, or is that on the rider's responsibility?
So everybody usually carries their own small toolbox, and we require everybody to have a spare belt. So that's what we carry, but we carry like toe straps, things like that. Even small toolkit usually works. A few years ago, well, actually last year, a guy broke down he hit a rock and he did a hole in his chain case. So we pulled him all the way to the camp, and William at the camp had GB weld, and they bought some more in Moosonee the next day, and he managed to patch his chain case with GB weld, and he was back riding on the 3rd day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys wait on that, or did he kind of ride with you with no oil in the chain case and kind of?
No, well, as soon as he hit the rock, he stopped there, and like we could see the oil leaking, and so we just said, "There's nothing to do about that on the river, so we'll pull you." And my father actually pulled him, and once he was at the camp, he was so stubborn, he didn't want to get his sled on the train to go back on the train. So he said, "I'll miss the bay. I want to work on my snowmobile. I want to finish this trip." So he drained all the chain case. They bought oil in Moosonee, and he managed to get his sled back and running for the 3rd day.
That's pretty cool. Now, you didn't send me any pictures of maps of the area. Do you have one on your computer you can share a screen for? I'd love to show people that. I wish I would have looked it up myself. But you can share a screen just like a Zoom meeting. There should be a button that says
will Google Maps work?
Yeah, will actually, do that. Go to Google Map and then you'll see the thing that says present on the bottom. Hit that and you should be able to share your screen.
Present.
You might not see us anymore, but I'd love you to just go around the map and show me kind of what you're talking about, because I think that's really important to show people how remote this is that you travel in.
Just give me a second. I have like the MacBook, and it's just like clock is a lot too. Later.
Or I can do it if you want. It's
it should be good. I should be working. Yeah.
You should be able to pick the window. Like if you keep it in a small window, you should be able to just share that little window. Yeah.
Sure. Can you see it now?
Not yet, but here I can add it, I think. Hold on. Let me see.
Okay,
there we go. Perfect. That's awesome.
Great.
Okay, so now if you zoom out, just kind of show where we are in relationship to North America, that kind of thing. Just zoom straight out. But there we go. There we are. There's the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
So
hers is about around here. And when we take, when I say we take the river, we take the Matthijs River, so the Misnivy River. So if I zoom out.
Oh yeah, yep.
This is the river, and you can actually see like it's crossing Ontario here.
So it's like Canada's Mississippi River, is it?
Yeah, yeah. So like you have to go up the current here, and then go back down the current, and then down all the way to James Bay. So yeah, we actually we take the trails all the way to Matthijs, and then go up the river. And Thunder House and Hell's Gate Canyon are like right about here.
Right on.
There's two small portage trails, which is really nice. Sometimes it's people's favorite part of the trip. And then we go all the way up.
So this river is frozen ice, or are you in the bush next to it?
No, it's frozen ice, and we ride on the river. So sometimes when we hit rapids, there's like open spots. So we go on the side.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there any cool waterfalls or things
like
that?
Like Hell's Gate and Thunder House are like the highlights of the trip, because it's two big canyons. In Thunder House, in the canyon, there's actually 3 waterfalls to see. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's something else. It's my favorite place in Northern Ontario to be. In Thunder House, it's not as powerful in the winter because snow kind of absorbs the sound. But in the summer, the power of the water is just crazy.
That's cool. So then keep scrolling up to James Bay. Yeah. And it's right on the bay, right there. That's cool.
So when we snowmobile up to the bay, we actually come all the way up here.
Right on. Mike Gooley says that's a long haul.
Yeah, it is.
Great. That's pretty.
It's a once in a lifetime trip.
I know. That's why I wanted to show it. It's pretty wicked. It's amazing. Yeah, Coffee Water Beer says wicked. It literally is. It's pretty wild. And to think of you're traveling in up a route that explorers would have used. You know,
they would have snowshoed it, but we snowmobile it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all relative. The snowshoes would have cost about as much as a house back then, too, I imagine. Right? Well, that's very cool. Very cool. And then when do you run them from? Like, when does your season start?
So, this year, the trip that Dill was on, I just have to blow my nose a second.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
I'll mute and
make sure you mute. That would be good. If you guys have any questions for Mylene, be sure to post them up in the chat. It's pretty interesting. Anybody ever thought of doing a run like this in their lives?
Okay, so
have you done a route like this? It's pretty cool. I can't think of any other tour companies that go this wild. What kind of animals and wildlife do you run into when you're in this?
Bunnies, fox, wild chickens, moose.
That's cool. So,
some people have seen polar bears in Moosonee, but they're pretty rare. But they can get all the way up there.
Yeah. Greg Kelly says, "Where does Mylene bunk for the nights? Are they trappers camps?"
Okay, no. So, Agawa Camp is actually a lodge. It's pretty amazing. It's like a big shack. It's all off grid, so there's no running water. But they heat with wood stoves. It's super cozy. They have a big kitchen where they cook the food for you. So there's 2 aisles in the camp, and they have 4 bedrooms each with a toilet. And so it's pretty big. People are amazed. It's another highlight of the trip. And they have a game room at the back that they heat up, and I think there's a pool table in there. Shuffleboards, things like that.
So you are really roughing it then.
So no showers for 2 days. I know a lot of clients are missing their showers, but I mean, it's off the grid and you're going up north.
Oh, for sure. Christy Carson, she's going to be on your women's trip. She said she'd love to do this one day. Yeah. So Christy, make sure you follow Mylene, and she'll be posting up information on the women's ride. I think that's awesome. Yeah. For sure. Lots of people saying, let's do it. Mark Bo wants to know if his 600R 129 will make it, his Blizzard.
It should make it. There was one. I think it was 129.
Yeah.
It would be like you would have to give it more gas, but it would make it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any really horrible stories that you can share with us, or would you rather not? Like, what's the worst prepared person you've seen on one of your excursions? No names though.
So there's we I'll tell a horror story. My father wouldn't want me to tell that story, but
that's what we'd love to hear though. These are the kinds.
Yeah. So I was 15 back then, and it was the first trip I was supposed to guide with him. So my first time when I've been to Moosonee was when I was 13. I blew up my motor 15 miles from Moosonee. And then, I was supposed to be back on a trip guiding with him in 2019. And then I broke my collarbone playing hockey, so I couldn't guide that trip. So he went with Gino, the owner of the Companion. And that year, the conditions were like pretty rough. A lot of snow, a lot of slush on the river. So usually, once we get to Thunder House, we kind of evaluate the situation and like see, is it going well? Did anybody slush? If so, we kind of like, do we go back the other way and do the power line instead? Do we risk it and continue down the river? Because once we're past the Hell's Gate hill, there's no turning back. So they decided to continue, even though a few people had slush, and they had a hard time. So my dad was riding a 600 Summit carb with his sleigh full of gas, and there was a lot of snow, slush. So a lot of people broke belts. People had 2 spare belts, and some of them ran out of belts. Some of them were running out of gas, and the gas was like in front or at the far back, still helping people. So it was kind of like all small things happening all along the trip. And they actually spent the night on the river, and they managed to get in a small cabin that the hydro was working on, and they just warmed up there. But I was at home and like on the phone with the lady at the hotel, and my dad had called me. Yeah, it's like 3 p.m. We're making great time. We should be okay to make it to Moosonee. We'll be like in at dark, but we'll make it. And then at like 11, I'm calling the hotel lady, are they in? And she says, no, they're not in. So I like, call me when they're back in. And she says, well, at 1, I'm going to bed. So I call back at 1, and they're still not in. I call back the next morning, and they're still not in. So I was kind of panicking, and there's nothing much I can do. They have a satellite phone, and my father, they were all safe. It just was taking a lot of time, and they made it back. In the morning, it was around 8. They made it to the hotel, and there was a few snowmobile that was left on the river, like slushed, so that they had to go back the next day. Everybody was so tired. Nobody wanted to go back to the machines. So yeah, everybody just rested that day, and the last day they came back up the power line, and they had an adventure to tell their friends. It was one of the worst year in like my dad's experience, and he has been guiding for over 20 years. So now after that situation, we know that if like the first stretch of the river, if people slush, we know not to take chances, and we'll go up another way. Yeah.
How is the snow conditions this year compared to other years? Is it bad like it is everywhere else?
So it's not as much, like snow conditions are great. It's more like creeks, rivers, and like how many groomers have had a hard time packing up their trails. Everybody's breaking the ice everywhere and like slushing. So yeah, the ice, it's a weird year this year. Rivers are high, so that means more current. The rivers are not freezing as well. So my dad is actually going up this week to check out the rivers all the way to Tenderhouse and Elsgate, and we'll see how the conditions are. But I mean, we cannot control Mother Nature,
No.
so we just try to adapt and ride the safest we can. And that's the thing with rivers and backcountry riding. It's like the conditions make the whole trip. So, but like our lakes froze really hard. We had a week of -40 last week and the week before. So, yeah, we
What?
should we
Yeah.
should be good.
Yeah.
Like I cannot wait for my dad to go up the river and see how it is and like pack up the portage trail. But yeah, we tried to like go and especially down under below Elsgate Canyon. It's like there's more current there, so we go by snowshoe, pack up the trail, and ride along the river down there, just so it's safer. And yeah.
Very cool. So are you just starting your guiding now for the season, or have you done a few trips? I guess you have, because Neil was on with you
Yeah, so
already,
we've
right?
done only one, and it was
Okay.
in yeah, it was in January. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
we went down the power line for this trip because we usually run our trips from the end of February to middle of March. So like our official trips on the rivers are starting on the 20th, February 20th. I'm going up tomorrow, but it's by the power line and with some workers that had some work to do, and they decided why not take a snowmobile trip instead of the train. So pretty excited for that.
Yeah, wild. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not getting very good ice formation here either. So I guess that's one of the benefits of hiring guides like yourselves, is where the safe routes are.
Yeah, and like we know where the rapids are, and we know where to ride on the sides. And I mean, it's always like a challenge for me and my father when people ask like, "Where do you feel the safest?" And we're like, "On rivers and not in the trails." I mean, in the trails, people ride so fast. There's other people to watch out for. Like if they take a corner too close to you, it's like there you don't control that. But if you hit slush on the river, you like you give it gas, and like you're in control still. So it's kind of a debate we have. We're not really trail riders, so it's hard for us to like understand, and we like to explore and like go even further than we are going. So
Yeah. Do you find your clientele really want you guys to push the limits?
Yes and no, it really depends. Like when I say we usually have a fast group and a slower group, there's this slow group that prefers to ride slowly, enjoy the view, and just like make it out alive. Crap. And there's our fast riders that like my dad, he's been riding for a long time, that like he gives them a good go
Yeah,
if they
that's good.
want to. And yeah, so it's like usually the group splits in two, and everybody enjoys the ride at their skill levels. And
That's cool. So what is it that you ride? You had said backcountries. Are you all skidoo?
yeah, well, last year I was guiding with the ZR 6137. So it was like I had a few sleds, and like my dad really choose the right sleds for me to grow up with. So I've been riding with sled that I was always in control, and I've never made it up to an 800 or 850 yet. So we're still riding 600s. They
Wow.
pull our gas with no problem. We pull big sidewinders or expedition that break down on the back of our sleighs. I mean, they're doing the job pretty amazing and less hard on gas. Motor
Exactly.
doesn't blow up as often as 850s. So
Yeah,
this
and you know what? You're not at elevation, so you still have full horsepower, right?
Yeah.
Like
And people always underestimate our 600. Like, they don't understand how we make it. But I mean, if you look at the horsepowers, there's not a big difference. And I mean, they're pretty reliable sleds. That's what we need. We need reliable sleds. And like, I know 4 strokes are really reliable and that you can do a lot of mileage on them. But okay, yeah, different opinions from everybody.
Yeah.
But me and my father were not convinced yet. Like, we know we would need 4 strokes because we could put more mileage on our sleds.
Yeah.
But then they're too heavy for when we need to do like break the trail or do creeks, things like that. So it's kind of hard. I would have to like try one out, and if somebody wants to sell me on a 4-stroke, I have to try one out.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're cheaper on gas. Cooley says they're not really, but no oil is a nice thing,
Yeah,
right.
True.
So, well, cheaper because you're running regular gas in them, I guess, is the key, right?
Yeah. It's
but,
I find the response on the 4-stroke and the 2-stroke is not the same. It's
no
still have power, but it's not the same, especially for off trail. Yeah,
for sure.
I would have to try the new ones with the turbos and see.
Yeah, and you know what, the Skidoo 900R turbo isn't that much heavier than say an 850. You're talking, I think it's 24 pounds or something like that. So I can gain that over a good summer,
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, do you do fishing excursions and things like that as well?
Yes, I do. So
let's talk about each of your offerings if you want to go through them.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, just to you got me thinking now about the adventurous side of the whole business. Yeah. It can't be, there's got to be more to it than just brapping through the creek and on your sled, right?
Yeah. So like, I mean, our Moosey trips, it's not like just a snowmobile trips. It's an adventure. You're going in for an adventure. You're not taking a shower for 3 days, and you don't know what's gonna happen. Everything can go well, and everything can go bad. It depends. Yeah. I've been renting fishettes for 2 years now, but I've always been ice fishing all my life. And we do trips to go ice fishing sometimes with our snowmobiles. So we go up the rivers. We go to lakes that are further up in the bush, and it's always an adventure when we're going ice fishing because you have to get to the lake. So you can get stuck with your snowmobile or whatever happens. Yeah. So I actually have a funny story with that. So the 2 snowmobiles, it's my dad's snowmobile. So I'm still 19. Next year, I'm going to buy my own. But the 2 snowmobiles were taken that day, and I wanted to go ice fishing. So I took my grandpa's old Bearcat and pinned the sleigh with all my auger and my minnows in there. And there's a loop in Hearst. It's called the Ritchie Loop. I'm not sure. I think it's on the L159. And there's a pretty steep hill, and it's like this. And I hit that with the Bearcat. And if you've never seen a Bearcat flying, you should have seen me. The minnows flew out of the sleigh. They bursted in the middle of the trail. So if you can just imagine like minnows flopping around in the trail and like me running to grab them. And oh gosh, it was it was something to see the minnows everywhere in the trail. Yeah.
Sled Tube says he loves not showering for 3 days. ...
Yeah, so it's always the joke. So on our last trip, we had clients that like never skipped a day of showering since they were teenagers. So I was like, oh, that's pretty shocking, because for me, when we go hunting or when I'm on a canoe trip, we just like swim in the lake and wash with a towel or something like that. And it's just normal for me, I guess, to skip a few days of showering. But a nice shower when you're back home or back at the hotel. For sure. Is really nice. Yeah.
No, that's cool. There's no substitute for a warm shower after 200 kilometers of snow. No.
Well, the wood stove, the heat of the wood stove at the camp
Yeah.
really hits you well too.
Yeah, that's right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you got it. So anyway, do you want to have a look at some fan photos?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Cool. Let me just run the intro of that one too.
Fan photos are brought to you by Fast Track Snowmobile Traction. This season, quit sliding sideways on the ice and losing races to your buddies. A Fast Track stud kit will help you with improved braking and give you the arm-ripping acceleration you crave. I put over 3,000 clicks last season on my Renegade 850, and I'll tell you, these studs exceeded my expectations. Not one broken stud, my Ida wheels still look like new, and they hooked up like I was on rails in the twisties, inspiring confidence every ride. Fast Track Top Gun kits are the highest rated stud kit at 4.9 stars with over 230 reviews. The studs are heat treated stainless so they are strong and they don't rust. The kit is lighter, easier on the track, and has a lifetime warranty against breaking. Each kit comes with a track-specific template for complete balance with over double the scratch lines from stock templates. All listeners when purchasing a stud kit can get a free install kit, a $30 value. Visit fasttrack.co, add both products to the cart, and use the coupon code SNOW at the checkout. That's fasttrac.co.
Yeah. Make sure you do that. And I put my video up of me installing those. I don't think my 1.25 inch with the Fast Track studs is going to be a good one for your trip, is it?
Well, it's nice because you get some grip, and if you were riding late March, sometimes there's less snow on the ice. So studs are nice, and they give you good grip. So we actually put on our sleds. On our track, we have some studs at the top of our lugs, I guess. The same studs that you would put on car tires, and it doesn't give you grip. It just, if you hit this patch of ice, it just keeps your track going straight so that you don't lose control. So they're pretty nice too. But I've sold studs like that. Pretty nice.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so just click in here. Everyone's excited. This is a Sportsman's Lodge I was telling you about. Look at the little picture of the restaurant there on the very right straight across there. See the old Ski-Doo up in the rafters? I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm not sleeping at night. I'm really, really pumped. Looking forward to meeting everybody. I've met ghoulies before lots, but just in the daytime for short spurts, and it's going to be awesome to hang out and ride with the guy. It's going to be good. Corey's really looking forward to it. Masshart and Wisco, I mean, they've been on the show a few times. They speak for themselves. It's going to be wicked. LaPointe, Ski-Doo 800R, again, another guy. Greg Kelly, really looking forward to meeting him. He's very active on this show and in the chats and stuff. And it's going to be a wicked time. Sorry if I'm forgetting other names, and you know who you are. And it's going to be great. You're going to be surprised of everybody that shows up. We got 31 coming on this group ride. Wow. Yeah,
and it's all everybody that listens to your podcast and they want to come up.
Yeah. We did. We sold this in, I don't know.
Okay.
In October, and we set it all up, and it was sold out in about a week. So it was great.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, we did 31, and they got both units sold out. And then I had a few people like Mark Bowe and Anthony and Grant. There's another guy that's looking for accommodations. So there's a waiting list too to get in. So it's pretty cool. I'm really flattered, and like I said, it's going to be an awesome time. I'm really looking forward to it, and
actually meeting everybody in person and riding with them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be really cool. So, sounds like a fun trip. We have snow again in Northwest Wisconsin, All Terrain TV says. So, it's going to be the iffy weather up till Wednesday, and then Thursday is going to be a little bit better for sledding, and then Friday snow, Saturday's cold and snow, Sunday's cold and snow, Monday. So we just got to get through Wednesday. There's some rain in the forecast on Wednesday, but hopefully it'll be there. So Mike Gooley says this is his Cochrane trip. Craig, Jack, and him going to a Bit-A-Bee Canyon. He said, shot 17. This is the Canyon camp where he paid $130 for fill-up and a banana, and they gave me sit gas. I think he means crappy gas, because I watched that video and he said his sled was running like crap when he left. What do you think about that? Should you always put octane boost in when you're in remote areas?
Well, it really depends. Don't they sell Supreme at the Abitibi base camp? I think
that's all they have is Supreme, but it's probably
I've talked, so like my mechanic course in high school, I've asked the mechanic, the teacher, and he said for the difference it makes, it's not that much, and we don't put any in our sleds, and they still like run great, and we haven't noticed too much a difference. I have a client that told me, oh, my spark plug failed right after I put some regular gas. I mean, it can just be like happening like that, but it depends. I mean, everybody in Moosonee runs their snowmobiles on regular gas, and their snowmobiles are still running. So I don't know. It's a lot of people have different opinion on that. So I'm not a motor engineer to know.
But in that case, maybe it would have helped. Who knows? So he also was in break-in too, and the sleds can be kind of finicky on break-in. Especially that 23 Goolies, that wide open throttle. Corey and I were ripping across a lake, and ours pretty much hit. No, we don't want you to do that anymore. At the exact same time, it shut down a bit, and then it let us go back up to speed. But it was like scary at first, and I was like, "Holy crap, what happened?" He goes, "I had the same thing happen. It was exactly the same. Basically, break in, don't do anything stupid." Right?
Yeah.
So. And we weren't doing anything crazy. I mean, it was just high speed during break-in. But yeah, so it was cool. I'm glad the sleds are that smart. Yeah. So so he said he went up to meet Craig, Jack, and Chris, rode some local trails up to Wabashine and back, and he did about 200 kilometers that other day. This is still Cochrane here, I think. So there's his base camp there. Yeah, he's got some wicked drone shots in his videos for that. If you check out Mike Gooley's YouTube channel, he drones across this hydroelectric dam here, which is really cool. Yeah. So the
come on one of my trip. I want some cool shots with the bay behind.
Yeah, nice. Well, let me know. I'll come up. I'll give you drone footage in exchange. How's that?
That'd be great.
Yeah, very cool. So this is his local riding trip to Wabashine and back. He said with this warm up, he's had more time to finish his broke to build bike projects. He's waiting for one last piece. Can you guys guess what's missing? Free hat at the lodge to the first one who guesses what's missing. It looks like the whole engine's gone.
Only one piece.
I sent a picture of my next two projects, and it's a 94 CR500 and an 86 CR500. So pretty cool. Yeah, I think I thought they were the same picture, so I got rid of one of them. Oops. But yeah, they look almost the same. But yeah, wicked stuff. He's got a lot of nice projects on the go. So thanks for sending them in. And he says you wanted fan photos, Gary. You got them. Because I was saying last week, nobody's been sending me in pictures except Wisco. And we can't have Wisco's photos on every week. I mean, he's pissing me off that I'm not out riding and he's getting all these miles in with his wife. She'll go on your trip with you next year. Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah. So Wisco says, well, the big week is here. He rode 145 miles this past weekend before the 40-degree temps ruined his hopes and dreams. But he's got Sudbury this week. He's got to act like Billy Big Rigger on the way to Massarts. When they got the Massarts compound, he demanded we shined up all the sleds, gave him a good once-over, and loaded the trailer. His parents and wife couldn't have been nicer. Well, that's good. There's the trailer there, and here it is there they are shining him up. He says they gave him a bath, a certain type of bath in the chats. So Canada better be ready for us hooligans. Put the white crayons in the freezer. That's a good one. What else do you do for snow? The spoon under the pillow, right? Do you have any?
I've never heard of that.
No, you had white crayon in the freezer and put a spoon under your pillow, and it makes it snow.
Huh, well, I guess we don't have to. We're in Northern Ontario and it just snows every day.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
No, you better have crayons on the go. Maybe someone up there is doing it already, and if they leave the area and move to Florida or something, you might have to.
Maybe it's just an English thing. I'll have to ask if anybody's know about that, because sometimes English people have different traditions than we are. So
yeah.
Like Mark, I had never heard
about. I'm just reading that there. He said put ice cubes down your pants. Too. I never heard that one. I think he just likes doing that.
Yeah.
Massart, that doesn't make it snow. It just makes Massart giggly. That's all. Yeah. We need cold and snow, and he's ready for some international wheelies, he says. Nice. So that's good. I'm looking forward to those guys. I think even their wives look like they have too good a time. So it's going to be quite crazy. There's some more photos there. The big trailer. This is open. They're trying to get that pickup in the back of the trailer by the look of it. I don't know whether they're trying to smuggle a truck up. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was after too many bush lots, Whoops. Keep hitting my chair down. Yeah, there it is, ready to go. They even brought a broom. They're going to do some cleaning up here. I'm going to get here, I guess. And then this is from Kyle J. He said this was his first trip in the Moosehead Lake area in Greenville, Maine. Huh. And have you ever heard of the B-52 Memorial?
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's a crash plane and you can snowmobile right to it. It's pretty cool, eh?
Nice. We have a crash plane. A plane that crashed during Cold War. That we found one, and there's still one that we know where it is, but we have to get to it. So we're trying to find the other plane that crashed. And we actually do trips with our big freighter canoes on the river to go see those crash. So that's other adventures we do. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We're still looking for that one, and we're waiting for the end of March when it's like all crushed and that you can go through the bush like super easily by snowmobile to go find it. So
is there lots of swamp up there in the summer, or is it pretty hard land?
Yeah, it's a lot of swamp. So like along the rivers, it doesn't show because like trees grow pretty strong along the rivers, but behind it's like tundra and boggy areas. I'm not sure how to say that, but
bog is you guys have the skeg, isn't it? Muskeg?
Muskeg, yeah.
Yeah,
it's funny because like south of Highway 11, we have like sandy places, more hills, things like that, and like as soon as you go 50 kilometers north, it starts to be muskeg and smaller trees and tundra. So yeah.
I'm just typing stuff here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, they're putting together shopping lists in the chat, so we have to be ready there. Yeah, here's a little placard, but we can't really read it. Anyway, what's it say? This B-52 crash site, Elephant Mountain, has been designated off limits to future salvage operations, and the area surrounding the crash site is a no harvest zone by order of Scott Paper. Oh yeah, it's on Scott Paper's land where this thing went down. But look at the size of that plane.
Yeah.
And there's people strewn everywhere. I think people go there on motorcycles too to see it too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's a definite bucket list. I love seeing things like that. Like you going there with guided canoe trips is pretty cool.
Yeah. I love that picture with the sunset. I love when the clouds like split. You can see like cold and warm air and.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of good? Aurora Borealis, Northern Lights
Yes,
show?
we do. Yeah.
Is it in the wintertime? Is it every night kind of thing? Or what is
It's
your
not every night. It's when it's cold outside. We also get some during the fall, during the summer. So like we have the apps on our phone, and it will tell you like tonight if it's clear, there's gonna be some northern lights, and we get out and we check them out. There was some this week. I was asleep, but some local people posted them on Facebook. They're pretty amazing. And when we go down to Moosonee, it's actually easier to see them. Less, we're like 300 kilometers further up north, so
Yeah. It's pretty remote. I know going up, like I haven't been up very far north, like been to Chapleau years ago, and the stars are so bright when you get up that high, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know how the stars look in the city. I used to go in Toronto or Ottawa to do hockey tournaments, but I'm always asleep when it's dark.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
How late do you guys ride into when you? Well, I guess the sun sets earlier too, right? But how late does a day typically go for your crew?
So before dinner, we really try to get off the river before 6, I'd say.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's after. Sometimes like it really depends how the trip went. If we had breakdowns, if we had people getting stuck or sting, it really depends. It's never the same. It's hard for me to give you a straight answer for that.
Yeah. No, I guess it depends, right? Even how fast or slow the groups are. And I mean, you blow a belt, that can set you back half an hour or more, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And this is another shot. Love that old lodge building there. Must be a restaurant of sorts.
Cool.
But yeah, nice. That looks like Quebec.
Yeah.
Right? Now you got a really heavy French accent. Are you from Quebec?
No, everybody in the hearse is French.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
There
so
you
like
go.
everybody, it's 95% French in hearse, and in Kapuskasing there's a pretty French population, even in Cochrane. As I don't know, people from Quebec moved up north and started logging wood.
Is it Quebec slang or is it the same language?
It's Quebec slang. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Like
It's got
in Rouen or Val d'Or, it's like we speak the same as they do. But if you go to Montreal, it's not the same French.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. I mean, and that's not the same as France either, right? But I mean,
no, not at all. I wouldn't understand people speaking French.
No.
It's harder.
And I know some French in Sudbury, and they say it's kind of more slang than what Quebec is like. So,
but it's funny because like in Hearst, we have like our accent, and we're like the town that speaks most with French words, and then further up south that you go, people have a more pronounced English accent. So like people from Sudbury, when they come in Hearst, we know they're from Sudbury. There's like, it's the accents are a bit different. It's just nice to see and know who's coming from where.
That's pretty cool. It's so subtle though, right?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, look at the mountain here too. That's pretty amazing. Oh, wow. It almost looks like a glacier.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have glaciers out in Maine, do they? It's pretty wild.
Uh-huh.
Mother Nature never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, some nice machines there. Nice old Skidoo Rev.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, a lot of French in Hearst and Cap, Greg Kelly says. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So here we go. This is your part, your photos that you sent in. We'll just go through each one of these here.
Okay, so this picture is, I'm actually in my building. So I bought my place in August, and it used to be my great-great-grandpa's general store. And I'm transforming it into a bed and breakfast. I'm almost done. Actually, I'm opening, welcoming my first clients on Friday. So I have 4 bedrooms to rent, and my place, and 2 garage that we can take the sleds in, and yeah.
That's pretty awesome. It's really nice too. It's really cool.
Yeah, well,
like
that picture was taken the day before we got our sign up. So now we have a big sign on that corner up there, and our business is called In the North.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you follow her north, and when you get there, you're actually in the north.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And then you should actually, I could hang a sign in my hometown called Back South.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
But no, for those that are just listening to the podcast, not seeing this, it looks like a Western, like general store.
Yeah,
like it's like from the Wild West, but it's very nice.
So, yeah.
It's very clean and nice white picket porch on it. And it's a corner doorway.
It's
very
nice.
cool. Mark Bo says, congratulations, Mylene. That's a big deal.
Yeah. It is. I'm tired of renovations, so that's why I'm going sledding tomorrow.
That's cool. Christy Carson says that looks awesome. Yeah. You know what though? Like that's pretty. Like again, you're 19. Congratulations. That's pretty wicked. Very wicked. And then who's the lucky guy in the picture?
Oh, that's my boyfriend, Alexi.
Right on. So is he sick of renovations too, or is he still going to be putting the taps in?
Well, he's in school, so he's studying forestry. So he rushes all his homework in 3 days, and he travels from Thunder Bay to Hearst every weekend to come and help. And he's gonna be here on Thursday night to help us finalize a few things to open up on Friday night. So
that's pretty awesome. Yeah. So this is your Ski-Doo Backcountry 600.
And, that's our older one. Yeah.
And what's it got on? Like a 1.6 paddle on that track, or
1.6 Cobra Ice, I think. Yep.
Sweet.
I
love the color, man. Yeah. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Well, a lot of people use the link system, but we don't, because we have like too many versatile things that we strap onto our sleds. So like that picture, you can see I have all my ice fishing. No, the other one. Yeah. You can see all my ice fishing stuff strapped down. So it's nice to show people that like the link system are pretty expensive, and it's only like metal rails that you rivet on the side and on your turtle, and with bungee straps. Does the job.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Here you are carving a turn. So
there was not a lot of snow, but
would you say you kick ass as a female rider, or what?
Well, I've been riding all my life, so a lot of people are impressed with my riding, but I'm not as good as I would want to. Like, I cannot do a full turn while carving yet, and that's something I really want to practice.
That's cool.
Yeah, I always I do like 3/4 of the turn, and then I come back on straight, or I fell in the snow. So yeah. And my boyfriend has a Summit 800, and I like to do some wheelies with his Summit, and it's pretty nice. My father didn't we never had sleds that we could do wheelies, but since Alexi got his snowmobile, it's a different kind of adrenaline.
Yeah, nice. Here's a good question. Wisco Sledhead says, how many link bags is Mudbrat's going to lose this weekend? Find out on next week's podcast. I have a habit of losing complete bags, if not contents of the bags. Yeah, to this year, I don't know why.
Weird. It's rare.
And you know what though? Somebody did explain it to me, and it's birds that come down out of the trees, and they open up zippers on your bag to get at the contents.
Yeah, it must be it.
Yeah, it is it. It was the people that do the what's the big race coming up next weekend in Alaska? The Iron Dog. It was Iron Dog. Yeah. The Ravens will open your bags up. That's what's been happening. This one Raven last year opened the bag, unlocked the link, and the bag went away.
Wow.
Yeah. Corey doesn't believe me, but he'll see this weekend. I'm putting a GoPro on the back just so I can catch the birds in action.
Oh, I want to see that footage.
There we go.
Yeah,
I love the color of this sled. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. So we have one this color, and the other one is gray and blue, and that's my dad's old machine. And now it's I have two little sisters, and now this sled is ours. So
that's cool. William McCreary is checking in from the Wrap tour. How's the Wrap?
I'm just gonna blow my nose again.
Sure, go ahead. Yeah, might need a camera in the front to see the back of my VR1. That's all right. If I come across a yard sale of gear, I'll message you, Gary. Yeah, thanks, Christy. That's great. No one believes me, Sled Tube says. I didn't make it up. I'm telling you, the Iron Dog racers, they explained it to me how it all works. Yeah. Is Christy up in Sudbury too? That'd be awesome if she's up there. Where are you staying? Good snow on the Wrap, Ghoulie says. I heard it wasn't, but we'll see. Probably depends on where you go. What's this ski boost thing? That's like the one. Yeah.
So you've never seen those in the trails?
I've seen them in black, not in pink.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's red, faded by the snow. But that's how I got into snowmobiling, I guess. My parents were just putting me in there in my car seat, and they've always brought me everywhere. So, and then I have like funny stories of me slushing. So, like, just to go through my snowmobile history, I had a 120 Mini Z, and then I had the Tundra 300. So we were just going for a small ride, family ride. So I was pulling my two little sisters in there with my Tundra, and then we hit some slush, and 300 is not a lot. So I just got stuck there, and my sisters were sleeping in there. My dad, I don't think I even had my license to drive. And he just left me on the middle of the lake, and he went back home to get a big tow strap. And my sisters slept all along, so I unpinned the barlow, we call it. I unpinned the sleigh, and my dad took it out. And after that, I was able to take my sled out on my own without anything pinned at the back. So, yeah, we have some nice memories in that thing.
Do you still own it? Like, does it still exist?
No, because we're just all too grown up, and we sold it to another nice family that's gonna enjoy it. So
that's cool. Yeah. You could buy them at Costco down here years and years.
They're so expensive. They sell for so much, those things. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think they're like
a few grams. Yeah.
I want to say 1900 is what they were. You could put get them with a radio in them, I think, as well. Yeah, like they're So, but pretty crazy, you know, like. But yeah, you don't see many like that. I like the traditional ski boosters though, the open ones, like.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean that's smart for your parents to have that because
When I was younger, my parents would do 100 kilometers all the way from Hearst to Cap, and we would go sleep to the hotel, and we would sleep in there all day, and just me and my sisters were playing in there and having fun. We would ride the trails and follow them everywhere.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Is this the summit?
Yeah, so that's my boyfriend's summit. I grew up with not a lot of girl friends, so I always had guy friends. And
probably because you didn't shower for 3 days, though. That might be it. Probably because you didn't shower for 3 days.
Maybe. Yeah, too much. Sometimes there's just too much drama with girls. Like I would skip school, and like just like on snow days, I would just go riding with my friends, and I would take pictures of them doing wheelies. And cool. That's my friend. He got this picture frame for his bedroom, so it's pretty nice. And
it's pretty awesome. Yeah, great picture.
Yeah.
Well, see, so your boyfriend. This is your boyfriend and you, right?
Yep.
So he drives a Skidoo, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so I was thinking he drove an Arctic Cat.
Oh, because of his suit, he used to drive an Arctic
and
Cat.
I had a huge speech done up about Arctic Cats and how you should be leaving him. But it's good now. He's good. He's got a Skidoo.
Yeah.
I don't need.
He's 6'4", and like a snowmobile suit costs a lot when you're still in school. So he's still wearing his old snowmobile suit.
Yeah. So we don't need the Arctic Cat speech then. Okay.
Oh, perfect. I would have loved to hear it. Yeah.
So is this
an Arctic Cat as well?
Good. I'm just kidding. Is this part of one of the lookouts on your excursion?
That's Thunderhouse Falls. So that's like a traditional picture we take every year. It's like the picture spot, and you can see the canyon at the back. This picture you cannot see waterfalls behind, but there's like 3 waterfalls down the canyon, and it's amazing. The photo doesn't give justice, or I don't know how this expression goes, but
that's the expression for sure, because it's hard to see even because it's so small on my screen, but you're and it's really high up here. You can see how high up you are, and
well, it's hard to the picture. Yeah, you cannot see how deep and how straight it is. But it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. See, and there's pictures. I went, there he is on the Arctic Cat. I don't know.
Yeah, and that was my ZR.
Nice.
That machine actually, my ZR actually did the 14,000 kilometers with barely no maintenance and like changing the oil in the chain case and changing the belt. And we never seen the garage, and we sold it. And I don't know if the guy is still riding it, but it taught me how to drive because it's a trail sled and we mostly ride off trails. So I would have to like ride this sled and not get stuck. And people were like, my friends laughed at me a bit when I got this sled. And then when we went on the river, this sled is like pretty fast, even though it's a 600. So when we went on the river and there was like 800s, I would be in front of them because I would just hit a certain speed. I would just float on top of the snow, and they just couldn't because they had big lugs and their snowmobile, even though it was an 800, it like couldn't keep up. So yeah. I miss that sled. Like I was really sad because like it was the sled that my father bought me, and like I would travel to school, travel to work with it, and but 14,000 kilometers, it's just it's not it's too much for a 2-stroke. Too much.
Yeah, for sure. No, they're good engines. I mean, they're all kidding aside, there's nothing wrong with them, and quite reliable actually. So yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that's one of the river that never freezes, even though it's minus 40. It's like never freezes, and it's just a nice spot to go and see. And sometimes it freezes, and then we try to cross it. And my father likes to practice his open water skills there because the river is not deep. So
yeah. Are you on ice here, or this person on ice where you're looking at? Is that the shore?
It's the shore.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Ice is like maybe a few feet back.
Yeah.
It's like the shoreline is kind of frozen, but it's not safe ice.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. Oh man, we got a super chat here. I gotta wait for it to pop up on this end. There we go. Mike Gooley's $20. I'll cue up the sound effect, but yeah, that's pretty neat. Like it's amazing to see photos of what we're dealing with here. That's for sure. But we'll get the mic sound effect as we go along here.
Yeah, so that's just another picture of us. Like we ride almost every day. It's just
nice.
We go for a rip and we have a chain of lakes here, so that's me, my boyfriend, and my sister just Oh, there is the song.
Yeah, that's not the one he gets though, because he gave me $20. He gets the Mountain Madman. I just gotta cue it up here. I'm not used to getting the super chats. I've been out of practice here for a while. We'll get to it though. But yeah, that's kind of cool. What's the sticker on that windshield in the green sticker there?
Oh, yeah. So it's Wilderness Guided Tours, my father's business before he kind of gave everything to me this year. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And then you decided
to call it Wilderness Guided Tour stickers on the blue backcountry. We have to change it for Follow Her North.
Yeah, cool. If I could only type, it would be good. Oh, I'll get there yet.
So
it's like punching your password. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I'm just like, I've always ridden with like goggles. Well, when I was younger, I rode with a full face, but then it kind of started to get frozen and foggy, and then I switched to goggles, and I could ride like a whole day in -40 temperature without having my goggles fogging. And now I ride with heated goggles, like with the battery on the side.
Nice.
But I'm just like, all my clients, they have the wire connecting to their machine, and I've seen them like struggle, and it's not always working. But then last trip, there was one that had the magnetic connectors. That was pretty awesome. So
the oxygen helmet, that's the oxygen on BRP.
Okay, with the magnetic,
yeah, and you don't even have to look, because as soon as you snap it onto your desk post, it goes click right into place. So
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. That's E-Link, it's called, and I love it. I love E-Link. Such a great thing. I think it works better on the Gen 4 than it does on the Gen 5 though.
Okay.
They changed the design of it a little bit, but it's still a great system. I mean, if you've never used it on a Gen 4 and you get the newer updated version, it saves you some money. I guess it doesn't rust either, which is why they changed it. But it just, you go to snap in on your post and click, it's your helmet's lit up. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was going to ask you about gear, like as far as like these guys look like they're just out for fun, so they're wearing whatever. What do you recommend for gear? But first off, let me give this to Mike.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you, Mike. He says the first round's on me. Okay. We'll see about that. We'll get some beers though for sure.
Yeah.
After the riding. What did I do there? Yeah. So go ahead and what are your thoughts on gear?
So it's warm gear. Warm gear is like climb is truly the best for our gloves. That's what me and my father ride with. I just bought a moto suit last year, and I'm loving it because no air in the back.
Yeah, that's right. So you notice a big difference from wearing a two-piece.
Yeah. And it's just easier for me to go pee.
Yeah, true.
There's a zip, and I don't have to like take off my coat. But my father has
the flap in the back, like the Winnie the Pooh flap. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I have the DSG mono suit, and I have their suit for like hunting as well, and they all have zippers to go pee, and it's like a game changer. It's like the thing we needed, and I needed all my years, but now I've got it. And my father has a FXR fast suit, so it's it floats.
Floater,
if it goes through the ice. So we do layer up a lot. I do layer up a lot under my suit. And we ride, me and my father just rides with the oxygen helmet, not heated, and it doesn't fog up. And I ride with my heated goggles, and it's a big luxury.
Wow, like oxygen, I can't ride without it plugged in.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. I cannot as well. Like everything gets fogged up, and
Yeah. But as soon
it
as you
might
plug
be
it
the
in,
way he breathes, or
yeah, it could be. As soon as you plug it in, boom, it clears right up. It's pretty funny. Yeah. So, but that's pretty cool.
yeah.
I love
I
this photo. Like this is pretty
um,
awesome.
yeah. So that's a lookout when I was younger. That's actually me in my father's arms when I was young. So I've always been riding, and like I remember crying and crying when he was leaving with clients because I couldn't go. So like if you move your head a bit, you can actually see like on his
Oh, yeah.
Kendic he had the Wilderness Guided Tours stickers on his Kendic back then, and he could put like 2 5 gallons right in the rack and behind, and he guided some trips with that.
Is this like a winter gig for you guys, or did he have a full-time job, or is this something that he made a living doing?
Yeah, so my father always had another job, and that's kind of how Follow Her Dart got started. So I wanted to grow his business more. I started renting fish huts under Wilderness Guided Tours. And then when he saw that I was really wanting to do that full time, that's why this year he decided to give me everything, and I'm just managing everything now and guiding. And for me, it's my full time gig, and he has his job at the arena, and he helps
Cool.
me out. So yeah, I'm doing a living out of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, your bed and breakfast too is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Like that's really neat.
yeah,
So
yeah.
how do
That's
people find you? Like you want to promote your website right now and your Instagram and Facebook
for sure.
social media? Yeah.
Google Follow Her North. Search Follow Her North on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'm on every platform, and my website is followhernorth.com. And if you go under on adventures, you'll find everything I do. There's things for all skills level and all ages, all seasons. I just want to show you guys my region and how amazing it is, and how you can enjoy the outdoors. So like that's one of my favorite way I grew up. That picture there, I grew up just GTing and tubing behind the snowmobile. It's like the best memories.
That's
You
cool.
cannot beat that. Like if kids have the chance to do it, let them. Please, it's the best memories you cannot give them.
So you're saying that if I wanted to really save gas money, I could just show up and you could tow me on a GT snow racer?
Yeah, for sure. I'll pay you one hell of a ride.
Been there. Yeah, for sure. Is that your sister with you?
No, that's one of my friends. So my dad has some friends that always rode with him, and yeah, we're pretty close, and we do a lot of adventures with my dad's friends. So I think I don't know if you put those pictures up, but that's actually how I grew up and how I learned to ride, riding with my dad's friends. So I was the only girl, the only kid that in the weekends ride with my father's friend. And sometimes it was pretty funny because some of his friends were staying behind me, and I guess that's how I learned some new skills, and that's how I got to my riding level. I'm still not the best, but always learning and practicing, and yeah. So that's my mini Zed. My first
pretty
Zed
nice.
ever. Yeah.
That's a sweet one. Oh, you got a date on there on that photo.
Yeah.
What year? 2000? No, that wouldn't be 2005.
Yeah, that would make sense. I would be 3 years old on there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. February 26th. Look at the snow there. Do you still get snow like that?
Oh
Or is
yeah.
that back in the good old days?
No, that's like that right now in here.
That's great. Yeah. I love it. That's a nice looking mini Z. You were a little small for that, do you think?
Yeah, but my father started riding with me behind, and my little sister, it's actually really funny. The first time she got on there, I think she was 2, and we were on the lake, and my father just let her ride, and she just hit the gas and went straight for the bush and hit the tree.
Oh,
So
geez.
she was just on the sled, and well, I think she was just sitting and crying, and then my father was running behind her, and that's how she started driving the sled, and then she learned how to turn and how to let go of the gas. But yeah, that
Very
sled was
cool.
pretty amazing. Yeah, we had so many memories, and it would always get stuck. So that's how I learned how to get unstuck. And me and my father, me and my sister pulling the skis, and yeah. Oh well.
I love it.
Yeah.
There
Oh my
is this
gosh.
you as well as a little kid?
No, that's Alexi, my boyfriend, and that's my little sister. So that's just last Christmas, last year. It was, I think it was on the 25th, and it was just snowing and so much snow. We just decided to go for a ride, and it's crazy how much
Very.
snow there was. It's yeah.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Yeah, like for wheelies, it was amazing and just carving, and oh, it was powder everywhere. Yeah,
Nice. That's cool.
that was on the lake.
I would look at this. These freestyles are something else. I love it.
Yeah, well, that was my Tundra 300. I had a freestyle 550 after that, but every year we have a tradition where our Santa Claus come by snowmobile and gives us our gift, and that year it was a COVID year, so that's in front of the arena. We rode around town and give our families a gift. The Santa was my dad actually, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mark Bo says your sled trips are fully booked for the season. Good work.
Oh yeah, they are. They have been, and I have a waiting list. So stay tuned for next year's trips.
That's great. Yeah, can they book now for next year, or are you not that far ahead?
I'm taking names. The thing is, we don't have dates out because my father's work schedule is not out yet until.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I have to blow my nose again. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. But yes, has anyone else had a Tundra or freestyle like that? Let me know in the chat if you have. They're pretty cool. You don't see many of them around, that's for sure. So
yeah, and,
so you can come from the North Pole down to ride around town behind your sled. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want a good machine for around your land or something like that, those Tundras are the best.
Yeah,
we actually sold it to my uncle, and he's still using it for ice fishing, and he changed the electronic box, and he hasn't done any maintenance on that sled. So
perfect.
Other than that, yeah.
Yeah, Christy Carson says she's got to run, but she's going to check out your site and your socials. So
Cool.
there you go.
You.
Yeah.
Hope to see you next year on that ladies' trip.
Yeah, that'd be great. You know, like that's the thing. It's you've got a lot of really cool pictures like this on your social media as well. So
yeah.
Don't forget to check her out. So that's cool.
That's me trying to do a wheelie. I think I kind of got it up, not fully up, but
no, that looks good. I'd give you a 10 for that. 10.
Yeah, I read it. Yeah. It's not fully up. It's like I would love to like hit it on the bumper, but the clutch is broke down on my boyfriend's sled, and he's in school, so yeah.
Yeah. If you see a short 5-foot female rider in Sudbury this weekend, give me a wave. You know what to look for my sled, Christy. If you see us, make sure you flag us down. So yeah, Christy, thanks for supporting Mylene, Greg Kelly says. There you go. Perfect. This SKS is awesome.
Yeah. So you can see still my dad's stickers on the front of his sled. So he guided with that trip, and that was in 2003. So the year he started his business, I was not even a year old on that picture. And
yeah. Pretty wild. How did he find out? Did he just go for a ride up there one time and went, I have to bring more people up? Do you know what his story is?
my dad is just crazy. He always like has those crazy ideas to explore new rivers and go as far as he can. And he just always had that adventure side, and I guess he kind of gave it to me. So the first
Yeah.
time he did it was with his friends, and he like they had to bring a lot of gas, things like that. So now we got it all figured out how many gas we need, and it's something else. Like you're leaving from Highway 11 and you're going to James Bay. Like it's the ocean. You're going all the way up there. And I would
Yeah.
actually love to do trips further up north, but accommodations and restaurants are harder to find. But I would
Yeah.
love to go further up the bay. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. They would take a lot of good planning, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And like you said, your fuel is the biggest thing, right? You want to make sure you get everybody up there,
Yeah.
with the fuel that you're bringing up, you know.
So
Whitetail
there's
staple.
another.
That's nice. You guys have snow on Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jeff Fly
Um,
Low, did you see what he says? He says, wonderful guest, Gary. Very delightful young lady. Yeah, my fans are such gentlemen and the best, aren't they?
yeah, they are. Yeah.
I
So
bet your
there's
dad
actually
still
another
had-
river. Oh, sorry. Go
I
ahead.
bet your dad still wishes he still had this SKS 700.
Oh, I bet he is. Yeah. He
Yeah.
always talks about this sled.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Anyway, sorry, what you were saying about the river?
Oh yeah, there's another river I want to do, but I cannot bring any clients. Like that river would also be nice, and but it goes to a different town down along James Bay coast, and it starts from Hearst, west side of Hearst, and but it takes too much gas, and I would need like 3 or 4 or 5 gallons per sled, and I can only fit so much on my sleigh, so I wouldn't be able to bring any clients, so I'm gonna do it as a personal trip. So it's really hard for gas because there between Highway 11 and James Bay, there's nothing in between, no man's land.
Would you be able to set it up with people that maybe live up there that you could have them
Come up
have
the river and
yeah,
it
yeah.
would be hard, but people from up there, they don't really adventure up the river. Like they do a
No.
few kilometers, but yeah,
Do they
yeah,
think you guys are crazy or what?
sometimes, yeah. Like people when we go down the power line, it's like it's more understandable, but when we tell them we went down the Mississippi River, um, a lot of people are scared of that river because some people died in Tender House because of a portage that wasn't marked on the right side of the river. So there was a few tragedies on that river in the 90s and 80s. But so a lot of people are scared of that river, but it's just beautiful and amazing and has so much history. And I've been traveling on that river since I was young, so we know it pretty well.
That's pretty cool. What speeds are you said about making some time when you're on the river? What kind of speeds are you hitting?
It ranges from 70 to 115 around.
Yeah, nice. Perfect. Good clip.
So
Yeah.
usually, like the people in front, they go like 100 kilometers, and the people at the back 70 to 80. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
That's my daily commute to my fish hut.
Cool.
So to the fish hut I rent, going to put some wood in.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. How many huts did you say you had?
I only have one. So
Oh yeah.
rent.
And
Yeah.
you sleep in it? Is it one of the ones that you bunk in? No.
No, not yet. I'm planning to have one that you can sleep in. But we don't
Nice.
have a lot of population in Hearst, and like it's not out there yet for people from outside of town to know about it. So I'm mostly renting it to local people. But I would love to get people come ice fishing up here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, here's a good question. Just speaking of that, Just Fly Low asked, what species
Yeah.
of fish do you fish?
We fish walleye, pike, perch. My my hut is on the lake. That's where you can fish walleye, pike, perch, and I also like to fish trout. So rainbow and flake trout, they're a challenge to catch. It's
That's
another
awesome.
yeah, another adventure to try to catch trout.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. And
Mhm.
splake is a combination between speckled and lake trout, right?
I think so. They're
Yeah,
smaller.
yeah, yeah. Is this in the hut?
Yeah, no, that's outside of the hut. I still have the wilderness guided tour sign up. I'm waiting for my follow her north one.
That's
So that's
awesome.
really like when I was wanting to grow my dad's business and then kind of changed around and follow her north turned into a business and yeah.
Cool. Very neat.
Oh, that's one of the trip I love doing. So it's on a river, and the river has a lot of like corners, and like you can carve all the way along, and it's such a
Yeah,
nice trip.
it's
To
such a wide river. Holy cow.
yeah, well, that's where there's camps up there, and that's where we that's our stopping point and then we come back. But we actually ride on a smaller river to get there, and we have only like 10 kilometers to do on that big river. But like, if you say that's a big river, like wait until you see the Moose River down in James Bay where we go to Moosonee. It's like 2 or 3 times wider than that.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It would be cool to be flying along there at 100 and just watching the scenery go by. Do you have to be worried about pressure cracks or any ripples
Yeah.
or yeah?
Well, more not on our rivers up here, but more when you hit closer to the bay because there are some tides and some of the dams that flow into the Moose River, they open up during the winter, so they break the ice and they create ice picks and pressure cracks with the tides and yeah.
Yeah, no,
So
I guess so,
it's
right?
like
That's one thing. Now, do you guys know about those hazards before you go? Like, are you, or are you just kind of being cautious every time you go up?
we are cautious every time we go out. So there's actually this thing called air pockets when you ride down a rapid on your sled. Sometimes it's just full of snow, no ice under it. So the first sled that goes through it, the snow will drop behind it, and it will be open water. So when we're hitting a rapid, you just need to ride really far back so that you can see those air pockets and just ride around it. And around it, it's ice, so it's really like hot spots on the river.
Right, right.
But
Yeah.
you just always need to be aware. And it really depends. Like, if you can see at the back in this picture, there's no rapids and it's like solid ice all over it. So it's really stretches. It's like stretch of really nice ice where you can speed up and enjoy. And then there's some spots where you hit the rapid and you have like 2 kilometers that you have to watch out, and then you're still good to go.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Like, and do you tell the guests, like, when you come up to this and go, okay, we have, you know, 10 miles of really, really nice ride and high speed, but don't go past, like, you know, the dead tree laying down there because that's the rapids or whatever. Like, is that how you warn the people?
well, it's we kind of like, yeah, when we get on the river, we tell them like we'll hit that, we'll hit this, but we always have a guide in front, and the guide, like the clients don't go past the guide because for that reason, if you get into a rapid and you're not on the side or you're in the middle of it, it can be dangerous. And when we get to a rapid, you don't break out of the trail, you follow the track of the guide, unless there is an air pocket. So you follow the trail, we go slower, and then if you after we're done with the rapids, you can do your own trail.
Right
But
on.
when yeah, don't
Yeah,
bring
that's
the trail
wicked.
when we're in the rapids. Yeah,
Yeah, well, it's like anything, right? You got to take safety first,
yeah, yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
Thunderhouse
So
Falls.
yeah, that's a warning that they put up in the 90s because a few people died in Thunder House because the government had the map and the portage wrote was on the map on the wrong side of the river, and
Oops.
people were getting swept by the current and like going down the canyon, and a lot of people died. Yeah.
Wow. Well, then that's a summertime thing, not a winter thing,
Yeah.
right?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the winter we take the portage trail that's closer. That's like the furthest. It's longer, but it's safer, and you're sure that the ice is still safe. I still
Oh,
have to
cool.
blow my nose, so give me a second.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's being a northern girl, right? The more I hear about these remote adventures, like this and Kane's Quest, and the more I want to do it. Like just the raw, like this picture sums it up right here. Like
Yeah.
the fire and like, do you make time for that, for the shore lunches and
Yeah, we try
yeah,
to make a fire, and I bring hot chocolate, tea, coffee, and
cool.
just enjoy the view, have lunch. And like that's one of the first trip I did on my own with my friends. And I was like, you can see it's all boy friends.
Yeah,
There,
yeah.
I was the only girl there, and nobody knew where they were going. And I was bringing them to Thunder House, and they kind of didn't trust me until we made it there. And I had my ZR, and they were all laughing about me and me because I had my ZR, and there was only a Summit 800 with me at the front. So I kind of was proud to make it up there, and we had a breakdown, and I was able to manage it, and yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, that's where's the wood coming from? Is that there already, or you guys cut that?
No,
Like, do you
so
have saw?
a lot of people do day trips. Local people, they do day trips to Thunder House, um, and they cut wood for firewood, and sometimes canoers from the summer they have cut wood
Nice.
at the lookout because it's kind of the campground there for in the summer for canoe.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Mhm. So that's we have a group of girls riding every Thursday night in
That's
Hearst.
awesome.
Yeah, I don't go on many rides because, like I said, I don't ride a lot of the trails, and Thursday nights are really busy for me. But I'm just like so proud of these women and like going out every Thursday night, riding alone and without their boyfriends and doing it and crushing it. So I just wanted to put that picture and say, like, continue, ladies. I want to see more of that.
That's insane how many ladies you have in that shot. Like that's like a fundraising group ride right there. I'm telling you. And this
Yeah.
is your weekly outing.
Well, they try to hit at least 10 girls a week, I think. Yeah. Sometimes some are nurse, so they work on shifts and they cannot go for that week, but they always have a nice little group. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Uh-huh.
Good job. You're killing it. You're really
Oh my
killing it out
God.
there.
Thanks. Okay, I have to tell that story. It's so my dad was working all day, and then when he came home, I was begging him, like, I want to go for a snowmobile ride, and like all night. So he decided, okay, sure, we'll go. And we just went in the bush behind our house, and we went to turn to a lake. There was tracks, snowmobile tracks, and there was timberjack tracks. So my father was kind of curious, what happened? Why is there a timberjack in here? And so we went all the way to the lake, and the timberjack had actually gone there because the snowmobile had went through the ice, and the timberjack got there to take it out. And so we arrived there, and we turned around on the side of the lake, and the ice was still not safe. So our end of the snowmobile got into the water, and I was not big and strong enough to help him pull the skis, and I was pressing on the gas, but like it's an expedition. They're heavy. So we actually got stuck there and had to walk and 3 feet of snow. And yeah, was a pretty long walk. And it's just like many of those adventures made me stronger. And now when something like this happened, it's nothing.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just the usual.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. Is this a lake or is this a river that we're looking at here?
That's a lake. That's the lake I live on, and that's the lake my bed and breakfast is on too.
Nice.
Yeah. So we have 5 lakes in Hearst. It's a chain of lakes, and yeah, my bed and breakfast was the general store of the small village here in Lac-Sainte-Thérèse.
That's cool. And so is there a general store anymore? Or are you still going to sell some?
No, I won't. It doesn't fit with my lifestyle. I'm always on the go, and I'm not sitting down in the store waiting for clients to come in.
Yeah.
I just, yeah, it's not working with my lifestyle. But I want to honor the general store by having people stay here and say that they've stayed in an old general store. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like my welcoming counter is the old counter that was in the store, and so it's
Very
pretty.
cool.
Yeah, it's dated 1947. So, and
Yeah.
my great great grandpa built the place. So, like when I bought this place in August, all the outside was like fairly renovated, and we've been in renovations from August till now, and we're almost done. So
Wow.
all the inside is now redone. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that's neat that it's got an old counter in it, right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, a really cool piece that I absolutely want to keep. And
Yeah, neato.
uh-huh.
You have to shoot us some pictures when you get done showing the lakes. And I didn't realize it backed onto the lakes. It looked like it was downtown when you see that picture. But if you've got a lakefront property, that's really cool.
Yeah. So well, my property is not like on the lake. The lake is just 200 meters
Oh,
down. Yeah.
I got you there. No,
Yeah,
that's
but
all right.
my parents' house is on the lake.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So here
Cool.
you can see my freestyle 550. That's the freestyle, and that's a trip we did to Thunder House and Hell's Gate. I was
Yeah.
maybe 12, 13 on that picture. Yeah.
And your dad's got you hauling the cooler.
Yeah, yeah, lunch.
What do you
Yeah.
take? Like, do you take land lunch and stuff for with you guys on the sleds?
What does a land lunch
No,
mean?
your lunch, like your to have fire and cook lunch on it. Is that what
Oh
you take?
no, we just like bring sandwich and thermos with hot chocolate and granola bars. Yeah.
Nice.
We can heat up our sandwich on the fire.
Yeah, sweet.
Uh,
Yeah.
oh, that's our sleighs. So you can see the gas we're hauling, and the 2 5 gallons that's strapped on our snowmobile is our gas, and all the gas on the sleighs is clients' gas.
Oh, that's neat. So you've got the premium in your cans and you got the 87 and all the other ones.
Yeah. We only have the premium to go down, and then we run on regular. So
Yeah. Wow. That's cool. So you've got how many cans on there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like
8.
10 on each sleigh.
8. I think
8?
8 of these ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
I bought a new sleigh this year, and I can fit more. And if you take the tall 5 gallons, you can fit way more.
Yeah, sweet.
Uh-huh.
And the price of the fuel goes up the further you go north, as far as when you got to put that in your client's sled. It's like, oh, did I say that was $50 of the fuel?
Yeah.
I meant to say 75. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my club. So I'm the secretary of our snowmobile club in Hearst, and that's our amazing volunteers that are dedicated to our trails. And I think we have the best snowmobile trails up north. Like everybody goes to Cochrane to ride, but there's so many traffic that they cannot keep up with the trail. But in Hearst, we can absolutely keep up, and we would like to see more people coming up in Hearst.
Yeah. Yeah.
We work so hard, and we want more people to be able to enjoy our trails. It's we have such an amazing group of volunteers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. Love it. Look at the patches to the left there. That's really neat.
Yeah.
All the little banners hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
Behind
I
the group.
think these are Rotary. I don't think
Yeah,
they're Rotary Club. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so like there you can see how the rivers are in March. So it's
Yeah.
like trust, so you can speed really fast
Oh
on the
yeah,
rivers.
fast
Yeah.
track studs would be at home on that stuff. That's great.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
nice. And it doesn't take a lot of gas. Like
Yeah.
sometimes my first year I went to, oh my god, I have to blow my nose.
We're not trying to do a podcast here or anything, like it. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No.
I just started my cold last night and I was like, great, I have a podcast tomorrow.
Yeah. It's always the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So what I was saying is like the first year when I was 13, I did my first Muslim trip. The conditions were like that. So it was with my dad's friends and they all had bigger machine and I had my freestyle 550 and we were almost there, like 15 miles from Musini, and everybody started passing me. And I think my ego got in the way and I just wanted to keep up. So I give my sled more gas and the engine blew. 15
Wow.
miles from Musini, so then my father had to tow me. And I had to come back I didn't come back on the train. I came back on the winter road, and that's another adventure. Like it's a
Wow.
long ride. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Look at
Oh
this.
no,
So is this a typical group or is this just your friends?
that's a trip we did with friends when I was younger. It's a trip to Dubreuilville. So do
Are
you
you
know
saying
where?
Are you saying Dubreuilville?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Pat Dubreuil on. We had Pat
Yeah.
Dubreuil. Yeah, great
Yeah,
guy.
we stay at the Magpie for those trips. We do trips yet to Dubreuilville, all backcountry and on the lakes, and then bush roads. And this is like trips with friends are just amazing and always adventures to tell, memories at the hotel, late nights.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah.
I have sent so many pictures. Like we don't have to go through.
No, it's fine. We can go through them faster too.
Yeah.
Where's your sled dealer? Like, where's your closest snowmobile dealers?
Oh, right in town, we have 3 snowmobile dealers. We have Polaris and BRP and Arctic Cat right in town.
Oh, perfect. That's great.
Yeah.
Is Hearst pretty big or is it a fairly small?
5,000.
Oh, okay. That's decent. There you go.
But our power sports economy is crazy. Like we live from the outdoors, so like the 3 dealers are doing great in town.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, that's cool.
But I just want to say something about the other picture. We have a tradition, me and my father, every year on May 1st, we have to take the sleds out and cross the lake on May 1st.
Nice.
Yeah. And then 2 weeks after, the ice is gone.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, that's hunting by snowmobile. It goes really well. You can go fast everywhere and find tracks.
Nice. Yeah. What do you hunt?
Moose.
Moose? Sweet. Yeah. Have you gotten any?
Yeah. I got my first one when I was 15 with my father. Yeah. And then I got
a bull or a
bull for my first one with my father, and a cow last year with my sister. We were alone, and
that's pretty cool.
Still
the same falls. That's a great picture.
It's a different one. It's the traditional picture in Thunder House. My parents have a bunch of these from like in the 90s. And I wanted to have a bunch of these with my boyfriend. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. With his Arctic Cat suit.
Yeah. Everybody that goes to Thunder House has to get this traditional picture. It's just.
Yeah. That's beautiful shot though, man. How nice is that?
Oh, that's Tozer's camp. Oh, no, that's where we stay. So,
Oh, is it? That's really nice. Satellite
oh, it's
dishes. So,
amazing. So
yeah.
you can see like the far. Oh, you cannot see my mouse. Yeah, this one there.
Yeah.
That's the game room. And
Cool.
then if you move in the middle, okay, more.
I can't go
Oh,
past.
okay, you cannot go.
I can't
Okay,
go
well,
past the Renegade.
yeah. Okay, so you can see there's 3 doors, the 3 red doors. So in the middle, it's kind of like the dining room. There's couches, the kitchen in there, and then you have the 2 aisles where there's 4 bedrooms each side with like bunk beds in there, and that's where we sleep.
Yeah, to the front of the front of your blue sled there, is that one of the cabins that's to the left?
Oh, that's the owner's cabin. Yeah.
Is it? Nice.
Yeah.
Man, that's a pretty sweet resort, I'm telling you. That's really nice.
Oh, somebody said, yeah, new windshield in Hearst a couple of years ago. Excellent service.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear.
Yeah.
Our dealers are really great to accommodate clients and people from outside of town. We also have them on speed dial when somebody needs a belt or something.
That's good. So you can get after hour service for your guests as you need to, do you?
Yeah.
There's a famous companion hotel, and it looks like they have a snowmobile show happening. That's awesome.
Yeah, me and my father last year, we organized the vintage snowmobile show, and this year we did the Hearst Snowfest, and we got the 120 sleds out doing a rally this year.
Very cool.
Yeah. We want to do the Snowfest annual thing and get more people come up and ride. Yeah,
that looked like a great turnout.
Yeah, that was in March, so like it was sad that the parking lot was on the asphalt, but the trails were still really good riding condition. We did maybe 10 kilometers, not too far with the old sleds. Yeah.
What do you have for a vintage sled?
Oh, I don't have one. We took my grandpa's old Bearcat, but we just like to organize activities for sledders. It's something we can do for our community, and we like sledding so much that it's nice to organize those kinds of events.
Yeah, and here's the show display at the Toronto show.
Yeah, that's our setup to put Hearst on the map and get more people up north.
That's great.
Yeah.
And there's the sleigh. Follow her north. That's great. Like, I love that. I can't believe I didn't see that.
Yeah, we were like, there was a big Arctic Cat dealer right in front of us.
And ACS was right beside you. You're right near the bar area.
Yep.
Yeah, the food court and the beer area for sure. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So I heard. So somebody told me anyway. But that's very cool.
I love my experience at the snowmobile show.
So people are so friendly and nice. Right?
That's my setup for my long hair. I actually had to cut a hole in my balaclava to take my ponytail out. So if there's some ladies or wife listening, that's the trick. That's the way to go. No more hair tucked in your suit. It's the way to go and ride. I usually braid my hair because they get all tangled.
Yeah, I love the picture I used on the thumbnail. It shows you looking back with your braid hanging down. I think that's such a great photo. Yeah,
that's a OFAC ride we did with all the Cordons Nord clubs, and cool. We got to meet all the volunteers from the clubs.
Right on.
That's another picture of one of the bridge, one of the projects as a club that we work on.
Yeah, great. So do you volunteer too? Like, do you volunteer yourself as far as a club?
Yeah, I'm the secretary of our snowmobile club in Hearst. Yeah.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah.
I love how you guys all get, same with Pat, like you guys all get ingrained in the whole society of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty cool. Great photo. We're going to do one of these this weekend, guys. Make sure you write it on the list.
So you can see Neil there, the third from the.
Oh yeah, he is a turd from the left.
Yeah. So with the link.
Yeah, from the right. I mean, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, Neil's a great guy. I think he's
Yeah.
riding this weekend. He's guiding somewhere, so he couldn't be on the show tonight.
Yeah, he's actually guiding in Hearst. They were back in Hearst this weekend.
That's right. It was it was Hearst.
Actually, I think, I was supposed to go see them, but I think I will run out of time.
Oh, you still can.
Yeah,
we'll get you out of here.
No, not tonight. Another night. It's okay.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm just like so busy.
Make sure Neil is behaving himself. I'm going to see him this weekend. He's coming on the lodge session, so
okay, cool.
He's busy. He's a busy guy this week.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. Yeah,
that's all the sleds at the marina last weekend. Yeah, I don't remember. A few weekends ago for the Snowmobile show, there was a lot of sleds there and 120 inscription, and I did the wheelie competition. Well, a snowmobile show. So I had a few of my friends that compete against each other and do some skills on their sleds, and the crowd was voting for the winner. It was nice. It did a nice show.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mark Bo says, great guest tonight. He says, guest is awesome. Great show tonight. Good night. He's got to check out.
Late.
Yeah. There's another good shot.
Yeah, so that was with my dad's Summit 600. I was trying to do like my friends.
Yeah, you're doing a good job there. It's lifting right up.
Yeah.
Who says you can't pull wheelies on a 600? Here's a slush fest.
Yeah. And it's actually like if you get through that slush, it's open water. So my dad does this thing when we get to a safe spot. Well, safe. When we get to a spot that's not too deep, he makes me practice on open water so that if I run into a hard situation, I'm able to do it and cross. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to know those skills, right?
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want to do is not know what to expect when you're out there.
Yeah.
Very smart.
So now I'm like, I cannot do open water as much as he does. He does like open water back and forth, but I'm comfortable crossing a river if it's open.
Yeah,
those are like the pressure cracks.
They're huge. That's incredible. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was on my first trip. A few hours before I blew my sled.
My motor.
Yeah.
On that sled, you blew the freestyle. Did the fan belt blow on it? Like we had one that was a fan, and the fan belt went on it, and it caused it to blow.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah,
I was trying to keep up with my dad's friend, and
that might do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the 550s were as good as the 380s were for reliability.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's all the photos there. That's cool. But no, that's very cool. I love seeing those shots, and I thought I seen more fishing and stuff, but that might have been that must have been on your Instagram.
I have a lot of fishing stuff.
Massive pickerel, walleye pulling out of the lake there, right?
Yeah.
So
in the summer, I fish a lot on the rivers. It's nice. There's always a waterfall behind you, or so I really like the river.
You fish right from the shore.
From the shore, we fish from our freighter canoes. So like when we go down to James Bay, they all ride big freighter canoes. So it has a motor behind, and it's like perfect to travel on the rivers. So there's a few pictures with me with my freighter canoe on my Instagram.
Yeah, for sure. That's pretty cool.
That's how we travel and fish from there.
Yeah. Gooley says, great show. He's going to check out your tour. See you guys all this weekend. Just Fly Low's got to run too. He says, great show. Good night, everyone. Great photos, Rob the Oil Guy says. Great show, Gary. Bobby O says. Thank you, Mylene. So jealous of the trip, boys. Hopefully next year you'll get Gary in the UP. Ride safe. Cannot wait to hear the stories. And Wisco says, see you goofballs Thursday. Rob Overholt says, great show and great guests. Greg Kelly says, I got to feed the chickens this morning. Got to go. All the best, Mylene. Great show, Gary. See y'all late Thursday. And yeah, so there we go. That's pretty cool. Wisco's working on a trip for next year, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be so good. We'll be going to Mylene's next year for the tour.
Yeah, everybody, right? You're welcome to come in the north.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. But no, we're excited. So don't forget to check out Mylene on followhernorth.com. Also follow her north on social media. Instagram's really cool. And Facebook, there's got lots of pictures there, and reach out and contact, and don't be afraid to ask questions, right? I'm there for that. Yeah. LaPointe Skidoo 800R says, this young lady is so knowledgeable. What a great show. She knows how to talk about snowmobiling. Love it. Yeah.
Well, I grew up doing that, and that's why I had the guy friends. Like, that's my kind of conversation, and I don't know anything about makeup, so don't ask me. But snowmobiling, anytime.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Pro Polaris Rob, awesome, Mylene. I love your energy, and he gives you a thumbs up. Awesome show. See you Thursday, Corey Brock says. Wisco says, reminds me of my wife, probably why I married at Sled Chick 96. He said you reminded him of his wife earlier, too. So
I'll check her out. Sled Chick 96. I'll write that down.
Thanks, Bobby. Wisco says, oh, yeah, for sure. Like, it's been a great show. I enjoyed having you on. And Neil said that you got to get you on. It's you'll be able to talk for hours. And he didn't steer me wrong. I'm so happy that he made us connect, and it's been a wonderful show. No, thank you. But do you have anything else to say? What's that?
It was my first podcast experience, and what better than snowmobiling, talking snowmobiling. Like, I know, thank you so much.
No problem. I'm glad you came on, and we will be chatting. Our paths will cross again, I know for sure. And if you have any updates, like when you get promotional stuff from your bread and breakfast, make sure you send it my way, and I can put it out there for people, and away we go. But Renegade X is awesome guest, Mylene. See you guys at the lodge on Friday. So
nice. Wishing you guys a nice weekend, and
it's going to be good. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm so excited. I actually forgot Renegade X and Pro Polaris were coming to the show. That's gonna be crazy. Yeah. Gonna be crazy. So no, that's awesome. I will let you go, get back to doing what you do best, and have a good ride tomorrow, and have a great future trip, and give Neil a big hug for me, will you? But don't give him your cold though.
I won't.
We don't want him bringing that crap around.
No. But, I don't know what happened. I had a big weekend and energy down. I don't know. I don't have time to get sick. I need to go ride.
Yeah, that's right. Sled underscore chick 96 says, wow, my own husband can't get my new username right. How rude. Yeah. I love it. She's going to be a handful, I think, on the weekend. So there it is. There, you can write that one down.
I'll check her out right now.
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's great. Thank you again, Mylene, and have an awesome season to finish it off, and ride safe. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. You too. Thank you, everybody, for all the support.
Thank you.
It's a journey for life.